Hi everyone, my name is Tom, and I just hate cleaning. No matter how much my mom nags at me, it's no use. I was so good at trashing my room that it took my mom a whole week to clean it. Tell me guys, are there others like me out there? Let me know in the comments. Hopefully I'm not the only one. If so, I'm gonna show my mom later. So we have 3 kids in the family. My 2 older brothers are grown up. They work and hardly ever go home. I go to school and my mom takes care of the house. I don't know why, but that's how my mom got me. A litter bug, and my mom can't stand messes. We never had pets in the house for that reason. My brothers and I protested at first, but then she did let us have hamsters. Only the condition was each of us 3 would keep the cage clean. I cleaned it for them 3 times a day, changed the water, fed them and all that. It was enough for one time. My brothers asked me to look after the hamster while they were out fishing with my dad. I agreed. And of course I forgot about the rodents. The day my mom went to visit her sister and I asked me to stay home, I switched on the console and played all day. It was such a thrill. I didn't have to share the console with my brothers. I could play as much as I wanted. I remember it was terribly hot that day. And then a strange smell wafted into the room from the corridor. Then I remembered that I hadn't cleaned the cage. I was so reluctant to open it up from the game. So I took the cage outside and hung it on the door, thinking for some reason that the wind would carry the poop away and I wouldn't have to clean it. Besides, it's good for hamsters to get some air. Then I ran home and sat down to play again. So a few more hours went by. It was the night. And then I heard a familiar voice. It was Mom shouting, "Tom, come here now." "What the hell is that?" she yelled. I didn't understand what was going on, but when I ran out on the porch, I saw a cage hanging there. And in it was 2 toasted figures, or rather, not so much pan-fried, but as if roasted on the sun. Turns out they'd been left right there in the sun and they'd been there for a few long hours. The brothers yelled at me, called me irresponsible, shouted that one hamster had trachyardia, heart problems, the other cataracts, vision problems. "Couldn't you get a healthier one?" I asked, for which I got a slap in the face. Anyway, we hadn't had any pets since, but Mom says I can easily breed rats with my dirty sock stone all over the house, just luring them from all over the neighborhood in my house. So, back to the subject of cleaning. What only my mother did not do, she threw away my stuff, in addition to depriving me of pocket money and shouting at me. My mother forced me to live under her supervision, to collect stuff, to fold, to do all the house chores, to clean in my brother's and even my dad's room sometimes. Even I put things in order. In exactly 1 second, everything would fall on the ground. Then I was given a separate room, in the attic. Don't think anything of the sort. The conditions were good, and pretty nice. Cozy, clean. Just so my mom's eyes could not see the mess I was living in. They moved me there. Well, that's where my reign of perpetual chaos began. Socks were even hanging from the chandelier, textbooks, bags of crisps and chips, breadcrumbs were lying under the bed, and the juice cans were even under my pillow. I ate where I slept and slept where I ate. Why am I like this? I have no idea, but I was okay with it. I lived like this for about a month. The garbage was getting bigger and more intense. I ran out of all my clean clothes a long time ago. Then I started going down to my brother's room and stealing their clean clothes. "Wait, no clean clothes? I hope you didn't wear my underwear," George asked me once. I replied that I wasn't taking things for good, like I'd give them back. "Oh yeah, by the way, the underwear, these ones you're wearing right now, I've worn them twice on both sides," I said. And George was like, What do you mean on both sides?" And then I said, "What, like you wear one side in your pants, then you go wash them? What a waste," I said and laughed. George frantically took that underwear off and put the other ones on. Just when I met my mom in the corridor, she was wearing goggles, a mask, long gloves, and buckets and various cleaning products. I asked what it was all for and she said to me, "Out of the way, I'm going to your room." As soon as Mom opened the door, a foul, smelly smell hit her in the face like a dirty slap. Mom started coughing, then she thought she was raising a son, not an animal. If animals were here, probably be cleaner, I said and laughed. Then I left my mom alone with her chaos and went for a walk. I came back a few hours later, sure that my mother had made a swanky mess of the place, and I would make it like it was again. I went into the house, into the room, without turning on the lights, just lay in bed and fell asleep almost immediately. Suddenly, I felt through my sleep as if something was moving across my bed very slowly. My heart froze and went to my heels. Honestly, I thought hamster relatives had just come out to me to get revenge. And then just as I lifted my head, out from under the covers came a raccoon? "Ah!" I yelled. My scream made the raccoon jump out the window, and my brothers came running to me. They asked me what was going on, but I wouldn't tell them. I just said that I was just having a nightmare. The downside of the attic room was that I couldn't install an air conditioner there, and in the summer it was horrible to sleep with the window closed, so I had to open my window again. I hoped that the animal just got lost and would never come back to see me again. But I was wrong, and it turned out later, all the fun was just starting to happen. In the morning, I saw that my room was exactly the same, with a pile of garbage in the bed and half of my dirty clothes on the floor. Didn't my mom do the cleaning just like yesterday? I left for school without closing the window, and when I came back, I found the raccoon back in the room. I tried to kick him out, but he was so fiercely protected of the litter that I didn't care to chase him away. I thought that he'd eat and go away. I called him Harry. It seemed to me that he would actually clean up sometimes, and that wasn't too bad. Harry came in at night only at this time with a friend or maybe a girlfriend. Anyway, by morning, I had five raccoons looking at me and me looking at them. I went to the bathroom, picked out some clean clothes, and threw them some leftover sandwich to eat. I noticed then Harry jumping in the sink and dragging a towel there. I remembered right away that raccoons are great rinsers, so I filled the basin with water and gave them clothes, and all of them started washing them, standing around in a circle. Isn't that crazy? I let them stay and they did my laundry by hand. I fed them and let them sleep in my room. You could say that my room became a sort of homeless shelter. But the biggest problem was that Harry would get really angry if I came home and threw stuff on the floor. He'd immediately run to either tear it up or bite me. So I had to fold it up and hide it in a cupboard, like a normal person. All the rubbish from the food they would pick up on their own, and all the labels and stuff would be collected and put in my mouth annoyingly at night when I was snoring. From then I started throwing the labels in the garbage can. They used to wash all my stuff in the basin, and when I forgot to flush the toilet once, Harry and his friends made a mess on my bed while I slept. And the best part was, they wouldn't leave me. I couldn't chase them away, because I had to keep the window open. I even asked to call the service against pests, complained to Mom, but they were hiding in the meantime. At home, they started looking at me like I was crazy. "Seems like you're already hallucinating from the dirt and garbage everywhere," my mom yelled, and no one believed it was true. All in all, they stayed with me all summer, during which time, you won't believe it, but I learned to tidy things up, fold them, wash the dishes after meals, throw out the garbage and bathe more often, and even flush the toilet sometimes, because if I stunk, they would bite me. I stopped talking about raccoons so they wouldn't think I was, crazy. And then one day my mom came to see me. She was shocked at what she saw. Perfect cleanliness. "What happened to you? What fly bit you?" my mom asked me. I laughed. You could say that, but nah, I'm still your son. Harry and his family stayed with me the entire fall. Only later I realized that it was his wife and children. As you know, raccoons hibernate during the winter, so Harry and his family sort of said goodbye to me, but I guess that's only until spring. Soon after, they were gone, but the habit of cleaning up after themselves remained. I still remember the painful bites on my body. I hope Harry's alright. If you liked the video, please leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe.